You are Brandon Brown,
Yes.
candidate for the South Carolina District 4, the seat currently held by Trey Gowdy. You're the Democrat running. Let me ask, first question, when did you know you were a Democrat?
I guess when I would go to precincts with my dad when we were at a young age, and he was engaging within social justice and taught us at an early age to be a part of what's going on in our communities.
Okay. Let's talk a little bit about affordable health care, since that would be something that your office would be dealing with. How can you ensure that citizens in the 4th Congressional District will have access to affordable, quality health care?
My former boss, Joe Biden, who has endorsed me, he was a part of the process of the Affordable Health Care Act, and I'm going to go implement what him and President Obama did by putting people first and making health care affordable. And we got to fix what they put out there that we've seen my opposition on the other side try to take away. So we're going to fight for people by not making it by party, but we're going to do it by putting back the exemptions for pre-existing conditions. We're going to look at this mandate, and the mandate's gone, but we're going to address how we can make it more affordable for people.
We're coming off the Kavanaugh hearings, very contentious. You know, the Me Too movement going on right now. Has the Me Too movement changed your priorities or changed how you view some of your top priorities?
Well, I want to say I'm ashamed of Lindsey Graham. He has said to women in South Carolina he doesn't respect them. He hears them but doesn't respect them. We need somebody that's going to be fighting for women, fighting to not to talk down to women, but to say to women that we are all on the same playing field. So the Me Too movement is very important. I think each case is case by case, but we can do much better how we treat people in this country.
Are the laws that are on the books right now, as far as gender equality goes, with pay in the workplace, are they sufficient enough, or should more be done?
More has to be done. We need to do more to break the glass ceiling, and I feel that when I'm in Washington, D.C., I'm going to be working towards that goal.
So what are your top 3 priorities?
Education, health care, and doing more for veterans. We can do far more for the people that protect us, and that's why we got to put people first. And we also have to protect our jobs here in the 4th Congressional District from tariffs that take away money from our area and our economy.
Can you elaborate a little bit more about why veterans, why that's one of your top priorities, and what you feel like needs to be done?
One of the largest area of retired veterans is in the upstate. We need a veterans hospital in the upstate. We need more resources that veterans can get care. And I think that it can be common sense if we stop putting party politics first, but going ahead and putting the veterans first and actually doing something versus talking.
Trey Gowdy really made a name for himself in this office. How will Brandon Brown make a name for himself in this office?
I'm going to be a public servant. I'm going to work for people. It's not about the parties. It's about the people of the 4th. Congressman Gowdy, I thank him for his service. I know he hadn't endorsed anybody, but Congressman Gowdy understands that this is an interview, and when you interview, you debate people. And people offer themselves. We should let people know who we are, what we stand for, and people should make a decision based on those attributes, not running and being afraid.
If you win, you'll go to Washington to fight for the 4th Congressional District. What do you love about this area of South Carolina, this area of the country?
Upstate's the best place to live. One of the fastest growing area in America, because we have the hillsides that we look to, beautiful downtown cities in Spartanburg, Inman, Malden. So it's a great place to raise a family, great education, good food, and we got to build upon that and have a good health care system, and we got to protect our jobs, and that's why people want to be here.
For anybody who will be watching this whole interview online, explain and tell your story about your professional background, where you were raised, just sort of your story of how you've gotten to where you are today.
Very proud to grew up in the Greer-Taylors area, educated in the public schools, went off and followed my dad's footsteps to Payne College, a small religious institution, worked in higher education at Claflin University, and I returned home to work in our family business, what was Brown Funeral Home, now Upstate Family Funeral Services. I left there and went to work as vice president of Payne College and then Jackson State University. And through the course, I've worked for Joe Biden, and saw the side of giving back to the community. And I think it's just important that we look at being good servants and stop bickering and stop arguing and get the job done for the people.
So you have a background in higher education. What do you feel needs to be done to help with the student loan? I mean, it is a crisis epidemic in this country right now. The rising cost of higher education. What can be done in Washington on that issue?
Washington needs to hold the colleges and universities accountable for raising tuition and room and board costs. We need to put more funding in student equal opportunity grants. That's first-time students. And then we need to look at reforms in the student loan. We're taking out money from Parent Plus loans that drive up the costs on the individual students. So we have to have reforms there. And I plan on day one to go and fighting for resources to make college affordable for the citizens of the Fourth.
Last question. We are about 30 days out, less than 30 days out from the election. What is the one thing in 30 to 45 seconds you want voters to know about you, Brandon Brown?
I'm a fighter. I put people first. I love the upstate. I love people from all walks in life. I'm a Christian. I'm led by my faith. I believe that we can do better as Americans, and we should be saying we're Americans first, and we shouldn't let anything come between us, and we need to do better for our society, and it's time to bring the country back together.